This episode of Champ and the Tramp is brought to you by Corona Seltzer. We just got their brand new variety pack, tropical flavors. My man, Mr. Effie over there, is sipping on one himself.
Yeah, man, I cracked pineapple pina. It's delicious, perfect for summer. Go get yours today at any liquor store in your neighborhood.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. Whenever tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the Champ and the Tramp, let the bomb blast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Champ and the Tramp. We got a special guest for you today. We got my buddy Joe in here. Joe is the owner and proprietor of NYC Mack Truck. He's also a friend of mine. His girl, my girl, good friend. So we was down for the weekend anyway. We were hanging out. I'm on vacation this week, doing a little bit of drinking, some dinner, some couple stuff. And I said, because Frankie is away, obviously some of you might know, Frankie's in Mexico right now, a little family vacation. So instead of missing an episode, I said, Joe, you're a funny guy, man. How you feel about coming in and doing the podcast with me? So here he is, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up? I know why you asked me, because I'm the second toughest guy you know.
Yes.
So I had to fill him in.
Exactly. Yeah. What is your fight history? What's your fight record? Ever been in a fight?
Yeah, a few when I was younger.
Oh wait, you were in a fight with me. I forgot. Not with me, but not against me. We were at.
No, that wouldn't be right.
We were at DJ's. This was, bro, we barely knew each other at that time.
That was probably one of the first times first weekend at least, yeah.
Like I said, our girls are friends, so when my girl and I started dating, this is like 2.5 years ago.
Created a bromance.
Yeah, Joe and I went out a couple times. We went to DJ's, speaking of fights. DJ's is kind of this legendary Guido bar in Belmar, New Jersey, and I don't remember all the specifics of what happened, but I think there was a guy getting a little bit out of line with the girls. He was pretty drunk, and he was saying inappropriate things, and next thing I know, Joe just smokes this guy in the face. But the bouncers were cool. They let us stay, and they threw him out. So I think they knew he was a problem.
Probably a trouble. Yeah, right.
Other than that, you got any good fight stories?
I mean, when I was a kid, we, growing up, there's little groups that we had always getting into fights.
Yeah.
For that, I don't think I have any.
As an adult, you don't have.
Oh, we almost got into a fight the other day when Tiki Bar with this old lady.
Oh yeah. Well, that was a girl, but yeah, that's a good story actually. Lady. So Joe, I'll preface it by he's just a fun-loving guy. Loves to have fun. Loves to bring the party, bring the energy, whatever. And not everybody around us all the time is ready for that energy. So go ahead, tell what happened.
But if you're at a beach party and there's some water being thrown.
So we were to preface it a little bit, we're at Tiki Bar, which is, it's called Tiki Monday, and they call it strippers and clippers because everybody that's off on a Monday is either a barber or a stripper. So usually it's like really hot chicks in bikinis and a bunch of Guido dudes, and it's packed, like it's absolutely packed, and it's a day drinking type of thing. So we're there, we got a table, my buddy was DJing there, he got us a table, and we go like maybe once a summer, so this was our one, we're all too old to be there, let's be honest, but we go.
Yeah.
And this guy, I didn't even know that he brought pockets full of $100 bills, fake $100 bills that apparently you can buy off Amazon that I didn't even know, but he didn't tell anybody. He never told any of us that he had it, so I turn around at one point, and Joe there's just a massive crowd in front of the DJ booth of people dancing and shit, and Joe is just making it rain with $100 bills that they think are real, so people are diving for it. And a girl sitting next to us at a table said, "Knock it off, you fucker," or something.
I pushed my way through. She calls. I didn't hear it. She calls me a fat fuck. She goes, "Are we allowed to curse on here?"
Yeah, of course.
She calls me a fat fuck. And then I didn't see it. My girlfriend, everyone's like, "This lady's just calling me a fat fuck." And this, I'm like, all right, whatever. I might have pumped her into it, but the whole energy of the place is going wild. Right. Everyone think it's real hundreds. They're scraping for the hair. They're all mad, Anyway, going forward, we're having a good time. It's probably like 45 minutes or an hour later. We're all drinking, drunk, and the ice bucket that all the drinks were in is empty. So I throw it on myself. It's a beach. It's no shirts. This was in a bathing suit. It apparently splashes this woman. Which, mind you, she might have been like 65. She looked like she shouldn't have even been there. I feel like I'm too old to be there. You know what I mean? And she's just like pissed. She starts throwing the bottles of water, ice chunk hits my friend in the leg. My girlfriend's going, everyone's going nuts. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Bouncers all now intervene, and it's they're going, this lady causes trouble every week. I'm like, why you let her in? But,
I saw you. It looked like you were trying to be,
of course,
apologetic. It did look at first. It looked like you were trying to say, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry if I hit you."
So yeah, so we go on, and then it's a little tension between us. So she comes back. A gentleman that was with her was very, very nice. Tell him, listen, I understand this. I said, listen, there was no malicious, no intent to splash this woman at all. I was throw it on myself. The bouncer came, did you throw a drink at this woman? I said, no. Took a bucket of water, splashed on myself. It hit her. She starts throwing stuff. So the bouncers say that she was a problem every week. She's always a problem here. And again, she's coming by. Now, I don't want the tension between our table and them. So again, I try to reach out. I put aside that that I was wrong.
That she called you a fat fuck.
Yeah. I let that go. I let that go. I extend my hand. I say apologize. I'm sorry. I never meant to hit you. We just want to have a good time. I don't want to feel nervous or any bad tension behind us. We could all be friends. Yeah. I was like, just apologize that you hit my girlfriend in the leg with the water bottle. And she's like, I didn't throw shit. My girl was like, what? She's like, can I hit her? I'm like, no, get out of here. And then now the bouncers come and they just chuck this lady out of here because she was, I guess, a problem every week that they found.
I talked to the bouncers. They were talking to her, and my girl was trying to get involved. I'm holding Danielle back, saying it's not your.
She's
Danielle. Danielle is feisty. She'll fight. She's 98 pounds. Will fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. So I'm like holding her back, and I say to the bouncers who were standing behind me, and I knew some of them. What's the deal here? Like, what is this girl? And they're like, every week. She's a problem. She's a problem every week. So I said, well, if she keeps doing this, can you chuck her out? They say, we're going to warn her. If she does it again, we'll chuck her out. So and they did. They ended up throwing her out because she wouldn't stop.
How do you? I mean, you go into a place that has such good energy. Everyone's jammed together, and you're gonna be one of those that don't like to be in tight spaces and just be pissed off. I feel like that was like, you want to say fights when you were kids. That's when you fought when you're like 19 in a club, right? Like, oh, you stepped on my shoe.
I remember like 3 or 4 bouncers, big dudes, came over at one point. One of them seemed to be the guy in charge, and he was very stern. And
the older guy, right?
With the bald head. And he was talking to Danielle and to Michelle and the other girl and trying to get it all straight out, figured out, whatever. But I think he was ready to throw us all out.
Yeah.
And I remember Danielle, who was drunk, said something to the effect of, she's got a Biden sticker on her phone. You know what it's like dealing with those liberals.
Oh,
she said it to the bouncer.
That was true? Like, she really had one?
I don't know.
I thought she was just making jokes. Like, I was like,
no, I think it was real.
Sticker. That's great. I mean, it was a good
bouncer
time.
Just this guy was dead serious, like, taking this very serious, and he just starts cracking up.
Yeah. You had to. I mean, even that woman that was with her, like, there was one woman that's going to support the other lady. Was like, oh, I'm not with her. Like she does this all the time. Like,
well, I knew the guy. I don't remember how I know him, but he came up and said, "What's up, bro?" He didn't get involved.
He was a gentleman. No, he was a gentleman. Guy, he bumped into me before, and he apologized. Said, "Listen," I was like, "If we're at a place like this, if I can't handle that," he goes, "No, we're older. We understand the respect and the space that But
I just said to Danielle, listen, if this is going to happen and you're not going to let this go, why don't you just wait till the end, like right before we leave? Well, I do it now. We're
having a good time.
Been here an hour.
We're having a good time. Let it be the nightcap at the end.
So that's
what happens when you drink.
The more I hang out with you, the more stories that you tell me of your past and stuff, and I know some of them personally. The story. Joe's got this thing. I don't know. He has to take some sort of memorabilia whenever he's out drinking. He's got to take some sort of memento home from the place. I forget where you were. It's in Red Bank somewhere, right? The Buddha, the giant Buddha.
That was at Teak, yeah.
Teak.
Yeah, Teak. That was a fail.
This guy stole a giant Buddha. You tell the story.
It was the giant. It was about probably like 3 feet high, maybe 1.5 feet wide. Yeah. And this stems back from when we were kids going out, and it was my older brother. I used to go out. I'm the youngest of 3 brothers, 4. My sister's youngest, but me and my older brothers, we would go out, so I'd hanging out with the older brothers. Something my older brother would do, he'd come out of the nightclub with kids. He's like, oh, I got the glass. Like, you know what I mean? I took the stir like this, and then sooner or later, it's the rubber strip at the bar. Who's taking that? So it progressed, and then I just became like, by taking paintings off a wall or something just nuts. This one attempt, at this Buddha, I did actually manage to get out with the Buddha. And
there's security footage because they sent this to the police. There's security footage of him carrying, because the club is upstairs. We had to carry it past bouncers, personnel that work there and shit, down like a whole set of stairs, and it is humongous. Like nobody could come up the stairs as he's coming down with this thing.
It's one way only. There was actually people backing up in the stair, like in the middle of the stairs when it goes down, waiting for me. But the thing was, it was a private party that a friend of mine had rented, the whole top floor. It was paid for. So she got the security footage. It was for her attorney party, whatever, company party, and I go every year. And so,
not next year, you're not.
Yeah, I don't think I'm invited anymore. So we're all having a good time, this, that, and she had props. She had pictures, the cowboy hats, and you take pictures and this, that. So it was in that section. So I just picked it up as they were packing everything out, thinking that's part of one of the props. And I'm going down this, and the funniest thing about it is I'm going down the steps, and I didn't get the door. I needed the door open. I had a bartender come from behind the bar. I was like, buddy, can you get the door for me? He comes behind the bar, opens the door, holds it, and then I have an Uber, waiting for an Uber. Me and my girlfriend in an Uber. I put this thing in. One Uber didn't want to pick us up. He's like, no, get out of here. I'm like, we put it in the trunk. So we're in the Uber. And that's a funny story in its own. We're in the Uber, and she leans over and kisses me in the Uber. This guy slams on his brakes. I never even told you this part of the story. He slams on these like, no, fucky, no. You know, we're like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Get out of my car! You're not doing this in my car. I'm like, what do you mean?
No way.
So we had to take this thing out of an Uber. He put the keys. He said we have to get out. He's calling the police. We're like, what the hell? So now I'm kicked out of an Uber with a fucking 4-foot fucking Buddha head and my girlfriend in the middle of I don't know where we were, because we were staying at the hotel in or the Ocean Hotel.
Okay.
Or what is that? Long Branch.
The
Wave or one of those hotels.
The Wave's a nice place right on the beach.
I think it was the Wave. So now we're kicked out of an Uber on the side of a road with this dark woods. I have to call another Uber. And this kid pulls up in a Camry, because I bid an XL because I needed a truck, right? So he pulls up in a Camry. We can't fit it in the trunk. He's like, the kid was so nice. He's like, I got it. He put it right in the front seat with him. He took up the whole front seat. He's driving. We're telling him the story of what happened. He's like, he kicked you. He's like, guy, I would tell you if we were fornicating in the car. It was like she leaned over and kissed me, and the guy flipped out and kicked us out of the cab. So now we're in that Uber. We bring it to the hotel. Now I wake up in the morning. It's like, how am I getting this back? I have my car. It's a convertible. It's a 2-seater. Yeah. So I have to call an Uber now to bring the Buddha to Staten Island, right?
Because you get your friend calls you and says, "Yo, they're gonna charge me for it if you don't bring it back." Right?
So so this is now to get it to my house in Staten Island. I had to put it in its own Uber behind me. Now I'm driving, and we go. So I brought it, put it on the front steps of my house. Now I had to go to work. On the way to work, now it's later in that day, my friend calls me, and she's laughing. She got a little like a grinny like tone to her. She's like, "How you doing?" I was like, "What's up?" She's like, "You had a good time yesterday?" Like, like leading it. I was like, "What's up, Kim? They want the Buddha, right?" She goes, "What are you, fucking nuts?" She's like, "These people," the guy said.
I saw the security cam footage, bro. It's hysterical.
So she sends me the security footage that she's like, "Do you know this guy? You know this guy?" She's like, "Oh, I could find out who it is. Like, a friend of mine brought him as a date." Like, she didn't say, "I know since I'm a child."
Right.
So she's like, "Just tell him to bring it back, or we're going to have to call the cops." So now I'm in Queens working. It was the Bronx. And I'm like, shit, how am I going to get this thing back there? So I said, you know what? I called my brother-in-law. I said, listen, I got to call another Uber to send it back to the thing. I said, so the Uber driver, I was like, just put it in the cab, put it in the Uber, and have him just bring it to Teak. I said, and the guy calls me, yeah, what is it? I said, just leave it on the steps. Just leave it on the steps and get out of here. So they I guess, found it on the front steps. So 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's fucking great, man.
Oh, that was fun.
Another story. Joe's got some great stories, but that you told me. Again, feel free to just go off the hip or off the cuff and tell whatever you want, because you have some great stories. But I didn't know that you've got a DWI before in your life. Actually,
oh yeah.
and there's a great story that goes along with that. Pretty much the same area, right? It was Red Bank this time.
They're both in.
This is a fucking amazing story, bro. It involves a Lamborghini. This is a great story.
So I guess I should start with this one by just leading into the day. We're going out. There's a place called Ashes on Broad Street in Red Bank at the time.
It's called Char now, isn't it?
It's a Char Steakhouse, but we used to go there, dress up, thinking that you're going out for the night. And my neighbor's coming. She doesn't drink, so she's going to be the designated driver. And then I'm going out to say, my friend is bringing her friend that I always had a crush on. This girl's going to be there. I was like, come on, Vanessa, we got to go to the store. We went to the mall. So all day long, I'm like, yeah, just get the shoes. I'm living the dream. Right? That's like the motto for the night. We go to Red Bank. We get to Ashes now. The girl shows up, the one that I like. I've always liked her. Who does she show up with? Someone else.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I just start slamming them down. I'm so friggin' depressed. Can't handle myself. I'm like, oh man. I see this now. The whole night. There's this one guy in the club. He's not drinking. He looks very like why isn't he hanging out? Just stuck out in my head. We go outside. The club clears out. Everybody's in the street. Now there's a beautiful. I'm gonna say it's Murcielago. Beautiful Lamborghini 12-cylinder with the doors up, running, black. Probably $430,000 car, right? Guy who was standing next to the car, the guy that wasn't drinking, looks very. I'm like, what's going on? So he's letting people sit in the car. I'm outside just watching my girl that in my dreams making out with this guy that's not me, I guess, and I'm just fucking so pissed. So like cross-eyed, stumbling. I said to them like while they're in the middle of making out, I was like, hey, you want to see me steal a Lamborghini? They laugh it off. Now, I was obviously kidding. So I go over to the guy. I'm saying, that's a nice car. Can I have my girlfriend take a picture of while I sit in the car? There's no one behind me. It's absolutely no one. I don't know who he thought was going to take the picture. So the door's open. The car's running, revving. I sit in this car. And now I'm like just hitting the gas. He's like, oh, Dades. I'm like, yeah. And I take down the door. I close the door. So, I don't have no idea how to drive one of these cars. I've never been in one. I'm hitting the gas. Thank God I'm revving the engine. I guess it's scaring the crowd that's outside. Like as the place is clearing out, they opened up like the Red Sea.
Now you got room. Yeah.
So I guess I hit the gear shift on the because it's the paddle shift. There's no stick. Right. There's no shift. Like I know how to drive a stick shift. This car, it's just like boom. It fucking boom takes off. Fucking takes off. Now I'm all the way down the block now within a flash, like faster than anything. So this guy's like, oh my, there's cops outside every time the place clears out. There's always cops and police like hanging out. He's like, this guy stole my car. And I could remember in the mirror the whole club running like, oh my God, look at this. There's a whole crowd of people running after me. So I know the cops are coming. I'm not gonna be the guy stealing on the
Right.
I'm trying to turn. Now I'm trying to do a K-turn. So I turn the car, and now I'm looking for a shifter, this or that. And I don't know what the fuck to do. Now, later on in life, I learned that you just hold the two paddle shifters to reverse it. I didn't know that then. But as I'm trying to K-turn, cops are drawn. The whole crowd is around me. He's get out of the way. Cop here, get out of the car. So I'm like, all right. I was like, he let me in the car. Like, I didn't steal the car. Again, I told you, I don't recall it. I was hammered. My friend that we were with through the whole theme of the night, she's like, he didn't do it. She's bawling, crying. He didn't do anything. Leave him alone. They let him. And then as she's cuffing me and taking my head down, what do I say to her? I go, just living the dream. And I said, just live. So they haul me away. And the whole time I'm like, guys, listen, I'm drunk. I know I'm drunk. I'm like, I was like, cop kind of was nice enough to cue off to me, like, the best way to do it is, don't, he didn't say it, but don't you refuse. Like, he was like, what do you want? You want to, that they were questioning me, you want to take the test or not, the blow? So I was like, no, I don't, which saved me on later on.
Right. I hear that. Yeah. I hear that's the better thing to do, I'm sure.
I guess, yeah, it was nice enough to.
Cops don't want to hear that, but that is, I've heard that many times.
It was an automatic suspension. I think it was for 6 months for refusing. So
and were you a good boy and not drive?
It was a little tough getting to work. But that day too, it was a Friday night. I'll never forget it because I used to work in the car business. So every Saturday, 8:30, you got to be for a meeting. And my buddies that we go out all the time, they're like, no, he's not there at 8:30. I was like, he's dead or in jail. He was saying he was dead or in jail.
So you were still in jail the next morning?
They let me. I had to sleep. I had to stay over, and then in the morning they let me go.
No shit.
Actually, I had to call. I think my girlfriend at the time had
you
to
gotta
go
get bailed out. No.
Yeah.
Just let you go on your own recognizance or whatever.
No. You just gotta in Jersey. It's like a traffic violation where you just gotta cool down. And when
but you said there was like a much bigger charge because of the value of the car or something. It was not. Oh
yeah, no. They tried hitting me for it was a refusal to blow, and it's a grand theft auto, but it was like a different term for it because the car was more than 300,000, which worked out actually. The plates, was a chiropractor. The plates were in a lawyer's name or a chiropractor's name, which a friend of mine actually knew him. He was a chiropractor, and he told him, he said, if you could just drop the charge. A friend of mine was like fucked up, blah blah blah. Sorry. And I got those dropped, and I just had it was just a chance of luck that I actually knew someone that knew the guy.
Sometimes shit just works out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I think it's like karma pretty much. I really wasn't supposed to even be in that situation. You know what I mean? Who lets someone in the car that's hammered?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Running, no less. So even if I didn't,
I feel like that guy kind of, in a way, had something coming to him because clearly he's trying to be a show off and like
but
everybody.
What are you doing? He's letting drunk people sitting in the car. But if a cop wanted every person that sat in the car while it's running, he could give them a DWI.
That is true. Yeah.
Your keys the car can't be running.
That happened to a friend of mine.
Yeah, you fall asleep.
A good friend of mine was driving home, got tired, was drinking, got tired, and I'm not supporting drinking and driving at all, but got tired, tried to do the right thing, and pulled over on the side of the road. It was in wintertime to sleep, and a cop banged on the window, and he got a DWI.
Yeah, you can't. I've heard stories where you can't even have the keys in the car. They have to be on the dash, or you have to be on the passenger seat.
Yeah. Knock on wood, man.
Yeah, right.
I rarely drink and drive, but I'm not going to say I've never done it. I shouldn't say get drunk and drive because I don't think I ever done that, but probably, because I'm a commercial driver. I think I can blow a .03. You can blow like a .08.
Yeah.
So like one beer and I can't drive. Thank God you're driving tonight. So what else is going on, man? We met our girls about the same time, pretty close to the same time. I remember like the first time I actually went like on a date or went to a club with Danielle. You were there, Michelle was there. And you guys have been together about the same amount of time, but things are getting a little serious now, man. You guys are thinking about buying a house and maybe coming down to the shore, right? From Staten Island?
Yeah, we'd like to, definitely.
Prices are intimidating you at all with what's going on with the housing market?
Anything we even go to even attempt to try to look at, it's just sold, pending, crazy.
Yeah. We want to be on the water, and we've looked. I'm scared, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm scared because obviously houses are through the roof right now. The housing market is like if you're a seller is really good, right? Not so good if you're a buyer, and we would be buyers. But I could probably get good money for my house, or better money, I should say, for my house than I normally would. But I'm just scared because we would love to be on a lagoon, have a boat in the backyard, or at least be able to have friends come pick us up or whatever, And we've looked at a few, but man, shit boxes for $600,000-$700,000. It's crazy, bro.
Crazy.
I think you got to go south to get, the more south you go, the better you get bang for your buck, But then you're further away from everything,
I'd only want to be about an hour because we're staying in one of my apartments on Staten Island, so about an hour, just to kind of get away quick.
And you were talking about possibly like Airbnb.
Yeah, that way I have the apartment there, and we could Airbnb for the weeks that we're not going to stay, and it's pretty profitable. It's good money they get out of those. Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, no, I wish you well with that. I mean, I'm nervous because, like I said, every house that I've looked at on the water, and I'm not looking at any monster houses at all, but has been in worse shape or older than the house I'm in now.
Yeah, then you got to lift them and do all types of work anyway.
It's crazy money.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm like, I think I'm just going to hold off until everything settles out and see where I'm at. But, yeah, man. So how does a guy like you go from being in the car business, which you were in for years, right? Many years. You managed a bunch of dealerships.
Yeah.
How does a guy like you go from that to owning a food truck?
It's a funny story, actually. I've been doing it for about 15 years, from selling cars to management. And then I was just in a transition of jobs, looking for another dealership, going on interviews. Because I've been at places for 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, which is unheard of. Like manager for 5 years, or
They say the burnout rate.
It's a burnout
for car dealership managers is crazy.
It is. It's a turnover. It's probably 2 years, but So I mean, I've always stayed in it. I had a good reputation in the business in the area. But in between jobs, a friend of mine who started the company, he's just like, he puts on Facebook, anybody want to help this weekend on the food truck? Which I said, I got a couple of weeks in between jobs. I was like, I'll help you out. And then he takes me, it was Belmont Steaks. It was that year when the Triple Crown.
Oh, okay, New York, right?
Yeah, it was in Belmont, New York. And the Triple Crown was there, and he had this one little food truck. I just helped him to volume and hammer it away on a mac and cheese food truck that probably did close to $15,000 in gross sales for one day. On the way home, I'm just like, I'm opening a food truck. I actually was
partnered with him.
I was talking to, it's kind of like a franchise. He's the owner of the company, and then I just buy his product now, and just brand his.
You got 2 trucks now, right?
Yeah, and I have 2. But it's it was just I was originally talking to him about an idea of a food truck I wanted to open. Like I was thinking, pick his brain, work for him for the day. I was like, you don't have to pay me. And then he's like, just open one of mine. I was like, you don't have to cook anything, and it's like just. I was like, I don't.
So you guys have like a central warehouse where it's all.
It's now co-packed and it's being shipped.
Oh, no
so
shit.
we get it in Cisco. Yeah.
Oh,
We don't even cook anymore. But it's his recipe, and we just purchase right from Cisco. And so what they're doing is trying to get it into. Closing deals on. There's a few stores out west that have it, and so it's.
Before I forget, because I probably will, tell people where they can find you on Instagram, and that's how you put out your locations, right?
Yeah, we're on at NYC Mac Truck. That's New York City Mac Truck, or MacTruckNYC.com. But our Instagram and Facebook is most we post out where we're going. But we're all around New Jersey, New York, pop-ups. You're in Belmont. I'm sorry, Saratoga Racetrack. The one truck is there all
Wyndham Mountain, right?
Wyndham Mountain in the winters. The truck will be there. We're in Tuxedo, New York, at Mount Peter. A couple of ski lodges during the winter, but definitely check us out on Instagram. See where we're at. We're all over New Jersey.
Right on, man. Buy some mac and cheese from Joe, and he'll crack you up while you're buying it. He'll totally fucking rip you off too, but he'll crack you up at least. So you get humor and food.
Yeah, you get something for what you buy.
But. I've talked about on this story my experience with hallucinogenics or anything like that is pretty tame compared to my co-partner normally, Frankie, who's tried about everything under the sun. But the very first time and the only time I've ever done mushrooms in my life was with you.
Get out of here.
It was with you. That's the only time I've ever fucking done it, bro. And we talked about it on the show, and I think we all had a little bit of a different experience. I didn't really know what to expect. Jesse was there. He was really looking for like the
wants
natural,
the nature world.
Like he wanted to calls it grounding, where you have to be barefoot in the stand, and I don't know. So, but all I remember, bro, is you were fucking like next level hysterical that day. Like it definitely had a different effect on you than it did me. But
no, I couldn't. I get into like the laughs with that. I can't. I
bro,
cry.
You were cracking everybody up.
They thought someone was drowning.
Yes,
who was grabbing a rope.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, there's just kids swimming in the.
That's pretty much was it.
Who said it? It was your girl's father.
No, Jesse and Danielle's dad were gonna go save it. Remember, they're like, get on the jet ski.
Oh, was it
Jesse
me?
Grabbed life jackets and the rope and shit, and then he just stood up.
Yeah, they just did that. But so I started cracking up laughing. We're out here saving people that don't need saving.
Yeah. The only thing I really remember about it, not that my memory is foggy, but remember that I was affected by it wasn't really much. Maybe Frankie says you're a big guy, you got to do more, but I remember looking at the sky because they have the greatest sunsets over there in Lavalette. Like Lavalette's got the best sunsets in the world when you face west, I guess. And I remember looking at the sky and just remember, like, I've never seen a more vivid sky than that ever in my life. Like, just the visuals were crazy. Not like seeing shit, but it looked almost like panoramic the way it looked. And then I remember talking to a girl, one of Danielle's friends that were there, and I remember as I was talking to her, looking at her forehead, and her forehead was was the biggest forehead I've ever seen in my life, and I was just staring at it. But that's really all I remember from that experience. What was your experience with it? What do you remember?
No, it was funny because we're doing it. There's a party with a family and there's all the adults there, all the senior
There's a cop
citizens.
there.
Senior citizens. So
a
we're
retired
like,
cop.
it was almost like a video game, like who's on shrooms and who's not on shrooms.
Right.
And then like if you noticed everyone huddled together that was all on shrooms.
Yeah.
And if someone else came in, that like, wait, they're not on shrooms. And everybody left that area. They were like, it was a trip because you really did. It was like a game.
It was.
But that's what it is. It's like some people love that nature, like because it does. If you just go out in the woods, I mean, I've been a few times, and it's like you're one with nature when like it really opens up that, or you could.
There's a lot of medical reviews on it. Psilocybin obviously is the active ingredient in it, but there's a lot of positive. I mean, I think we're finding out more and more about. You know, I don't even want to call them drugs. Let's call them medicine. Let's call it what it is. You know, marijuana has some unbelievable helping and healing qualities to it. Psilocybin does as well for anxiety and depression.
Yeah, what they
like
say.
I read something that was like a microdose. Everybody's microdose, which I don't know exactly what that means, but it's a specific amount.
Yeah.
Can have the same long-lasting effects.
Like 2 years or something.
No, I think it was like a month or two. I thought the same long-lasting effects of taking a month worth daily, heavy dosage of antidepressants.
Yeah. Curing it.
It can one dose can give you the same effects for a solid month, which is pretty impressive. But I probably should take that shit all the time.
Right?
I think you look at it like, because I grew up in the Nancy Reagan era, where it was don't do drugs, and my dad was like, fucking weed's a gateway drug, and I was terrified to fucking do anything. But there are certain things that definitely have medicinal value to it. Definitely.
I was just talking about the gateway. Didn't I say that to you? I was like, wait, everybody's bashing weed to be the gateway drug, but meanwhile you go to rehab.
Right.
And what's the one thing you can't do is drink
Alcohol. Yep.
So everyone's so bent that like they've been put in their head that weed bad. Meanwhile, the legal most addictive substance, harmful substance is
the only thing everybody could still do during COVID was go to the liquor store.
I know,
How crazy is that, bro?
I know. The biggest poison you could probably put in your body.
And here we are. Cheers. Cheers to that, sir.
Yeah, the withdrawals will kill you.
Well, we definitely went. Again, I'm on vacation this week, so we, I don't normally go this hard, but we went out Sunday and went out Monday. We went out 2 days in a row. And I think we're meeting the girls out after this.
Like
aren't we?
Real losers.
We're total losers. Total losers.
Who has work? Anybody working anymore?
But I posted, a couple videos of me at Tiki, and I haven't been there in 2 years? It was 2 years ago.
Easily,
I went there?
yeah. Last time I was there was with you.
And everybody, bro. Not everybody. I shouldn't say everybody. There's some people that are just, like, hey, you deserve, you're a good dad. You deserve a night out or whatever. And then half the crowd is like, you fucking super spreader losers.
Come on.
What
are these people doing? Where are they? I want to see what they're doing.
I don't know.
I wish.
Like I said, we've talked about it. I don't want to get too heavy into it because I try to steer away from it now. I think we were all willing to do the 14 days, man. Everybody was willing to do that. Here we are, 16 months later?
Yeah, we did.
Like, what do you want us to do? Still hibernate inside?
We tried it
I've got the antibodies. I'm good.
Right. We tried it all.
It's crazy.
Didn't work the first time. I don't think it's going to work again.
And there's a lot of talk that it's coming back around.
I hope
not. I don't know. You think things will change now that Kumo got booted?
Who knows? I don't know. There's a woman replacing her. Who
I'm
was
not
that?
sure. I don't know.
Who's next in line? I don't know.
Who?
The Lieutenant Governor? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Is she? You know anything about her? No.
The best is I seen a meme on the.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty.
No, but that movie Road Trip.
Yeah,
when he's in the train and the Italian guy's going, oh, scusi. That's it. I'm just being Italian. He's a pervert on the train.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I lost it. It's funny. You find anything? I mean, it's so just. Those memes, everything. So like, how could they say like this? Is what I always wondered. How could they say like there's a what are they called? Millennials.
Millennials. Yeah.
Millennials are the sensitive and saying all that. But meanwhile, this is who's making these memes.
Right.
They're so fucked up, right? Aren't they crazy?
Yeah, they are. They really.
They don't care about anybody.
No.
There's a meme for they'll fuck up anyone. They'll go after anything. But
It's a different world, man, we live in. I almost feel, like I shouldn't say bad for it because it's my job as a parent and their mother's job to guide them and stuff. But like I almost feel like bad that my kids will even be subject to social media at one time because it can be so fucking brutal, man. It really can be.
And then you hear about all the people that create these things. Their kids don't even have it, right?
Yeah.
What was that? Social Dilemma? That
yes.
Is that what the name of it?
It's a great documentary. If you guys haven't seen it, check that out.
Oh my God, yeah.
Social
Open
Dilemma.
your eyes.
It's really about the negative effects of social media and what it can do and how it leads to a lot of suicides.
Not one higher up or not one creator of these
don't allow
apps.
their kids to have it.
They don't even own it. The kids do not have it. Steve Jobs' children, right? All these guys, it's got to mean something.
It definitely has got to mean something. But we're guilty. We're on it. You know what I mean? So and my kids. My kids have. I guess they have IGs, but they don't. I don't even follow them because that's their mother's thing. But at someday that'll probably get turned over to them.
Yeah,
scary, man.
Yeah, wild. But I mean, there should be an age to because I see my nieces and stuff.
It should almost not so much be an age. It should almost be a test, almost like a driving test. It should be a test for so many things. It should be a test to see if you could be a parent.
Yeah,
shouldn't just be able to have. A kid
I say
there should be a test procreate. It should be a test to see if you're able to access the internet because not everybody can handle it.
Oh my God, I always say that you should be tested before you procreate.
Yeah, for sure.
Anybody could have a kid out here and just make it even. Two nutty people make an even more nutty kid.
It just contributes to the downfall of society. But I guess that's everybody's God-given right. You can't take people's God-given rights about. But if you're going to have a kid, at the very least, raise the kid.
Yeah, right.
Don't just have a kid to have a kid.
Some wild shit.
You surprised me, man. You and Michelle were talking about the possibility of trying, man.
No, we're not gonna try yet, but it's definitely I want children,
future,
of course. Yeah. I don't want to. I know she's gonna be listening, so. All of a sudden, she's a champ in the Tramp fan.
All of a sudden, she's probably gonna check in.
Oh shit!
My girl will probably listen to this one just because you're on it, and she wants to make sure we didn't talk about her.
They want to make sure. I see.
She did say to me, "Talk about that girl."
Which girl?
The girl from fucking Tiki.
Oh, the late. Yeah, I couldn't. I'm telling you, when she said it, I actually was thinking about it when I was going to bed. I was like, pissed me off. And then she said the same thing. She's like, I can't during breakfast. She's like, I can't get this lady out of my head. I was like, because it's just so crazy.
Well, the part about it was the bouncers, every one of them saying she's a problem every.
Why would you let them
week.
into your place? Right.
I remember looking over at her one point because I wasn't near her, so I really didn't have any interaction with her, and I didn't, and Danielle wasn't either. She was on my side. She just tried getting over there, and I held her back. But I looked over at one point, and we're in a sea of people, a mob of people, and she's sprawled out in a chair like it's a recliner with her feet up on the back of another chair in a sea of people. I'm like, what are you even doing?
Just looking for
here?
someone to bump into her while she's relaxing.
Just to cause a problem,
And that place is wild.
It is.
That place is out of
control.
control.
Shout out to DJ Encore, Brian, my man Brian, DJ Encore.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Thank you, brother, for getting us in there.
Yeah, he's a nice kid.
He's a good kid.
Came out and eat with us. Yeah, it was very, very nice. I was talking about how he worked, and it's just a wild life, a DJ life.
Yeah. Yeah, he travels a lot, man. He's been traveling a lot.
And I was
Mexico, Florida.
I couldn't believe it.
Yep.
Here, there, he's going back. And just like, I was like, how do you do? He's like, because you don't drink. You don't do drugs. And
he's a health nut. He's like one
very
of these,
good shape, too.
He's one of these CrossFit guys.
He's saying that,
he's a little animal.
But yeah, you have to be. Right. You're going to get burned out running around like that and then still drinking on top of that and partying.
So I guess in a lot of ways, if you get into it young enough and you don't have a family or anything like that, I guess it must be an amazing life.
But he was good.
I could never do it.
Set.
Yeah, he's very good. And it was like an industry day or something because Louis DeVito was walking around.
You said you saw
Louis DeVito.
a bunch of,
He was walking around just chilling. He was just there hanging out.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, it's probably big.
I talk about it like we'll never go back.
Yeah,
and then look at us
go.
like,
What are we
dude,
doing
it was
Monday?
so good,
What are we doing Monday? It's wild. But yeah, definitely good time.
Crazy. So what else, man? What else is going on in life, Joe? Anything?
Nothing much, dude. I mean, it's just.
I heard you say today that you don't even watch the news anymore.
No, I don't. I don't watch it.
I don't watch. I really don't. I mean, sometimes it's on. You can't avoid it. Like when I go to the gym, that's all they have on is the news, and they have every channel on. But I just first of all, if you don't believe any of it, why would you watch it?
It's crazy. The thing I don't understand is there's what 9, 10 different news channels. What if it's friggin' news?
Should all be the same.
one channel, one news,
or what? All of them reporting should
Exactly
have their
same.
own. I guess.
How could there be a view?
Yeah, it shouldn't be different variations of the same story.
That's what I'm
you know what I
saying.
mean? So,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like people. Oh, I watched this news. Oh, because that's what you want to hear.
Right.
I watched this news. Oh, that's because you want to hear that.
Yeah.
What they want to say.
I kind of just don't want to hear it anymore.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
I've formed my belief system. I know what I believe based on the research that I've done outside of the news.
Yeah. It's like why do I need to hear why do I need to hear someone in Washington getting shot?
Right.
Like you have your local apps they could follow. Like if something's going on in your neighborhood,
Yep.
what do I need to know that this guy raped someone and then
Well,
just you put fear.
it's just depressing, but
It is depressing.
and that's that's mostly what the news is now, is just big stories that blow up like that. But one that's obviously very prevalent in the news right now that my heart breaks for is I think her name was Ella French, the Chicago PD officer that was literally assassinated.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
Bro, she was back only 2 months on the
After
job
having a
after
kid, right?
maternity
Yeah,
leave.
yeah,
How
you were
sad
saying.
is that, man?
Yeah,
Executed her.
yeah.
Crazy, bro.
That's what I'm
sad, man.
It's nuts, but and then you got the kids hearing that the news is on, the children are around.
Yeah,
this
I
is
don't
what's-
remember that. Do you remember? I mean, there's an age gap between you and me. Obviously, I'm older, but when I was a kid, I don't remember the news being that morbid, man. Do you?
Not at all.
I really don't.
Not at all.
I mean, I swear, and I'm not joking. I remember this. I swear this is the truth. I remember watching the news one night with my mom because my mom was like, they're old school. They would sit down and watch the news, Jeopardy and all that fucking shit at night. Little House on the Prairie. Like, there were certain shows that my mom would always watch, but it was always the news, the ABC News or whatever. But I can remember cats stuck in a tree and the fire department rescuing a fucking cat with a ladder.
Yeah.
That was the stories when I was a kid.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. The good
Not
stuff.
that there wasn't,
The good stuff.
but like little simple feel good stories would make the news. There's no feel good stories on the news anymore.
No, it's one thing after another, and it's just constant, sick, depressing stuff.
Crazy.
And then I don't even turn on the news because you can't even listen to the goddamn weather.
Yeah.
The weather's wrong.
Right.
And now I'm in a business where it's outdoors now. If it's a rain,
You talked about memes. I saw a funny meme the other day. It says something like MTV is celebrating its 50th year this year.
Really?
Thank you so much for 14 years of music.
Yeah.
It was fucking-
Oh yeah, whatever
it was like-
happened to the
It was
music?
fucking spot on, bro.
I know.
They're
What-
really not a music channel
What
anymore.
right?
They're
What
like
up?
reality
What
TV.
do they do? Yeah, what do they
Yeah.
used to be just music television?
That was all it was when I was a kid,
And
man.
then they had the box too.
Yeah.
The box. But we never had cable. I always had to watch
What was his name? Carson.
Carson Daly.
Carson Daly, yeah.
He was the first dude to wear nail polish. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the gateway. He's
And
the
then
gateway.
I think-
he's the gateway drug.
I think their
to all these
first-
weirdos.
If I remember right, I could be wrong, but their kind of first lead in to the whole reality TV thing, which kind of was,
and they
was
had the
Real
fir-
World,
I
right?
think, yeah, Real World.
The
And
original one
yeah,
with
yeah,
Pedro
yeah.
Zambora and Puck.
And that was the first time a gay couple ever kissed. I think it was on the Real World.
I
Is that
think so.
right?
Yeah, it was Pedro, right? And,
Yeah.
he ended up, and I actually liked that guy. I watched that. He was a very, very relatable, very nice guy, but he died of AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh shit,
sad.
that's right.
Yeah,
I remember.
he passed away. I don't think during the show, but
No,
shortly,
later on.
Shortly
yeah.
thereafter.
They did like a reunion.
I remember there was another guy on the show who was kind of a hardcore biker, like fucking, he was a bike messenger.
Yeah.
And his name was Puck, and him and Pedro just butted heads fucking the whole show. They did not like each other at all.
There was I remember there's another one. There was like a gangster guy whose name was Karamo, but he was gay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we used to bust.
On the Real World?
Yeah,
I
we
don't
used to
remember
one
that
of the because I don't remember one of the season we used to bust my friend's chops to call him Karamo. He used to fucking hate.
Get
He used
pissed
to
off?
fucking
Yeah,
hate it. Yeah.
It's funny how many MTV shows have been filled locally. Obviously, the one I don't even need to mention. But, I've been going to Seaside for years. I've lived in Jersey 23, 24 years now. So I've been going over to Seaside for years because it's like where all the bars are and all the cool hangouts are. Nobody wants to go there like live, but you go there to go to the bar scene or whatever. And I can remember there was I don't know if it was, I think it was MTV True Life. I think that was the name of it. Actually, Frankie did an MTV True Life.
Did he?
Yeah. Back
And
in the
that's
day.
where they
Life. It's like Life of an MMA fighter.
Okay.
And then there
Yeah.
there was a couple stories that I remember, but there was one they followed this guy around. Tommy was his name. He was a New York guy. He was
The cheese
he was-
ball guy, right? Yeah.
He would come down here and go to all the clubs, and they just followed him around at the fucking club scene. And I would see them out filming him, and then they did it again with a girl that had a shore house down here. I forget her
Is
name.
that before the Jersey Shore?
Oh yeah, way before,
right? Yeah.
way before.
He was like
and then they had the MTV Beach House. Remember they used to have the beat where everybody would be dancing. They had the hot tub and
Tommy Cheeseballs.
Yeah, Tommy Cheeseballs. Yep.
He's like came back though. He was on Barstool, right?
Was he? I didn't know
He's
that.
on Barstool, and he said he's got news or something, and I never heard from him again.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Apparently, I think Dave Portnoy picked him up and hired him.
No
he's
shit.
a Barstool. I think he's a Barstool guy.
Wow, well, good for Dave, man. What's your take on Dave? You like Dave?
Yeah, I like Dave.
I do like Dave.
I
a
like
lot,
him, man.
I do. He's a no-nonsense guy.
And they keep trying to get
But
him.
They come out with stories about him, and he just fucking owns it.
You can't cancel Dave. You can't cancel
He's like,
Dave.
Big. Guess what? I fuck. You know,
right.
You see these porn
videos
video came out, and he's like, big surprise.
What are you trying to do, right?
Yeah, right. They're just trying to embarrass the guy.
Good, you can't. I mean,
he had a
obviously
lawsuit with Michael Rappaport. Tried to sue in Barstool.
Michael Rappaport. After hearing that, it pisses me off. What a little bitch,
guy,
right?
Bro. Cannot stand that guy. Just not even if you didn't even just go on his political views or just the way he talks,
whiny,
such
whiny,
a turn
like that.
off, bro.
Right?
Even if he
yelling, whiny.
Even if he just talked about like describing like fucking what he ate for dinner, I feel like it would be fucking annoying.
Yeah, I didn't think he would be such a bitch like that. The way he acts.
I like some of his movies, man.
That's what I'm saying.
You
don't, and then you see this is how he acts.
Right, but and then you got to wonder, like, is it an act?
Yeah, right.
Is it just to get attention, and just to get views, and you wonder, you know?
Is even Dave in on it? Like,
I don't know. I don't think so because that lawsuit was real.
Yeah,
but Dave won.
Yeah. What were you trying to talk about his character? Like trying to get?
Yeah, I think it was like character assassination, right? And what do they call that? Where you can
defamation of
character. Yeah. I think that's what it was. I don't remember exactly, but
because you suck, Michael Rappaport.
Well, there was a picture of Michael Rappaport with like a sore on his mouth. And
it's a herpes.
They were saying, that was
so
brought up
stupid.
in the deposition. They were saying like, no, I never actually said it was herpes.
But he did. He got off right because
they won. So.
Yeah, he's balls to the wall, bro. I like him.
And every single post is the same thing. Like, bro, just maybe put something else out there different once in a while.
And I just like Portnoy for the pizza, man. It's like, I wish I thought of that.
I just like his attitude. He's a no-nonsense guy. He gives back to communities. He does a lot of those business sponsorship stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I just like him. You know, I feel like he wouldn't give me the time of day if I met him, but that's fine.
He put a tweet out something about, like, his net worth is now $200 million or something.
Yeah.
Make sure you all get it right. It's just, like, funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah.
Works hard, man.
He does, bro.
It's so funny.
Can't take nothing away from that guy.
I had to stop. I had the app, the One Bite app. Okay. And like I'm trying to lose weight, but every time I drive by, it would give me a notification. Oh, there's an 8 star, 8 points here, 8.5 local. I'm like, oh, let me try this one. I said I can't do this anymore. I guess pizza's my vice.
Is it really?
I love fucking pizza, man.
Oh shit.
I eat it like it's just like what they say. What's that? It's like pussy. You just what do they say?
I don't know.
Pizza?
What do they say?
I'm gonna get it wrong, but I forget.
No, you're gonna get divorced.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my girl. Oh man, yeah. How did I forget it?
He's done a lot of pizza reviews locally, man. He was in Seaside only a couple weeks ago. He was in Asbury.
Yeah, he did.
He does multiple spots in a day. You know, he just doesn't do one spot.
We were just at a pizzeria right next door to the one he did, and it's the best pizzeria in Seabright. It's like it's little Sonny's or something. It looked like a breakfast
he didn't
spot.
do that
No.
one? Oh,
and then I was in there. I'm like, look at this pizza. And this guy was in there buying it. He's like, this is the best pizza. So we ordered it. And we ate it. We're like, wow. It's like he didn't come. Like,
what's your thing? You like thin crust? You like thick?
I like it all. It's still different. But a regular, like, bar pie or regular, we're in Staten Island, so we have a lot of good pizzerias there. Yeah. But I want to try Connecticut because that's what they say. That's the way they say the pizza capital, right?
So the guy
You've tried any in Connecticut? No, New Haven, right? Yeah.
The guy that did our intro, Chore Shop. That's his his musical name anyway. He's a big pizza guy. I mean, we actually had him on the show, and I remember a lot. You remember a lot of the places he mentioned were in Connecticut. So Connecticut must have some pretty good pizza. Isn't there a place? Is it Mystic? Is it Mystic? The movie Mystic Pizza was filmed in Mystic.
Is that Connecticut?
Is it Connecticut or is it Rhode Island? I forget, but I hear there's good pizza
probably
there.
Google it.
Yeah.
My buddy always says, "Why guess?" Let's look at the phone,
let's
right?
Google.
Imagine how much stuff conversations that you have just trying to why Google it when we could just talk like two idiots and try to guess on our own.
We say it all the time on the show. We say if you're listening to this show, you're not here for valuable information.
It's in Connecticut.
Connecticut? Okay.
I had a buddy from Connecticut. Actually, you want to hear a funny story? My buddy Tom. Oh my God, dude, he was from Connecticut. He moved up to Jersey, and he would always talk about New Haven. And this kid, he worked in the car business with me. We'd always get drunk after, but there's one story where, now this is back in 2008. The car business, the economy takes the hit. 2008 is the recession, this, that. So everybody, and I'm kind of new. So, I wasn't making too much money then, so I didn't really feel the impact. I was still living at home, but I worked at Route 1 Auto Mall. So then what they say is, no Christmas party this year. So everybody's pissed. No Christmas party.
My company did that too.
No Christmas party, right? So the manager's like, you know what? We're going to have our own fucking Christmas party. Like, let's go to this new spot just opened up. It's XX35 on Route 35. It's a bring your own beer strip club. So it just must have, it was a nightclub. Like, it was called the Coliseum before that, right? Okay. It's in like Sayreville, Old Bridge. Yeah, South Amboy. Yeah, right over that bridge, the Driscoll Bridge. So they must have just slapped this sign on and they just threw girls in there. And like, it was just, we go in there. This place is a shithole. It's disgusting. The girls are in there, disgusting. So we're not even like, I don't even care. Like, I'm just me and my friend were like, the girls are actually, I'm like, no, you don't have to dance. Let's see who could do the most push-ups. Do the most push-ups. We had the girls having push-up contests, and all we're doing is we're playing on the video games. So we're just really getting hammered with just like in a shithole strip club. Now I go to the bathroom. One of the guys walks in right after me. So now I'm telling you what a shithole this place was. He comes out. And he was kind of like a, fucking wild. This guy was wild. His name was Greg. He was a finance manager in Nissan at the time. So all the managers, Toyota, and it's a big automobile.
Greg's wife's gonna love this story now.
I think he's divorced. I think he moved down to Florida. He's actually a fishing boat captain now. Right?
No shit.
But yeah. You always use the word manic, but he was manic. Okay. That's it. So he comes out of the bathroom. He's like, Joe ripped the urinal off the wall. Joe ripped the urinal off. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, it wasn't like that until you came out. There's a urinal on the wall. I had to step over it. So the walls were so rotten that it must have just fell off the wall. But it happened to be.
Isn't water spraying everywhere?
No. That's why the pipes would like. It was just like.
Oh, it was like a discontinued urinal?
Yeah, like the other side of the bathroom was like. Not done. Like, this place was a shithole. It was so disgusting. Like, you didn't even want to piss. It looked like something out of like a Quentin Tarantino movie. It was fucking crazy. So I leave it. No. For date, like, now we're done. We ordered pizza to the place too. We eat the pizza. My friend's worried about his wife is gonna find out. He's taking a pizza and rubbing it on him. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is how fucking retarded we are. He's like, I don't want my wife to smell the strippers. I was like, bro, you're so stupid. His wife slices a pizza. I'm like, what are you gonna do with your suit now? It's ruined. Anyway, so we come back.
Oh, you guys are like dressed to the nines.
Yeah, we're in suits and ties. Like we look like broke Wall Street, hanging out at this stupid strip club with like Busch Lights, like 32 packs, and like ordering pizza to this. It's a disgust. At the time, it was disgusting. And so, coming back to work now, it's Monday because it was a Saturday, right? Now Monday, all the salesmen from every friggin', oh, you ripped the urinal out of the world. No, I didn't rip a urinal out of the world, right? So I just got fed up with it. Like I was just like. Yeah, I ripped the fucking urinal out of the wall. That's what I do when I go out, Stop bullshit. Like, stop bothering me about it. He's like, I knew you ripped the urinal out of the wall. I was like, all right, get out of here. So now no one asks me anymore. Now, this is in December, Christmas party. Now we're going to, like, say, April. Now we're in April now. Very rarely we all got together, and then this was just an odd coincidence. We're all met up at Fridays in Old Bridge, right? On Route 9, I think it is. Yeah. So now I go to the bathroom. Who's peeing in two urinals is my buddy Tom and the guy Greg that didn't bother. Like, they're going crazy. They're going, don't rip the urinal out. I'm like, hey, guy. And then we're hammering. And I'm like, you want to see how to rip a urinal out of the wall? And so they're like, yeah. So I grabbed the neck of the urinal, like the pipe, and I put one foot. I was like, you got to do it like this. And I was just going to, like, monkey around. This fucking thing comes ripping out of the wall. Yo, it went right.
Water shooting everywhere.
Water shooting everywhere. It was like karma because it hit this kid and the other guy dead in the chest. But me, I was like, holy shit. So now one guy's like, we're by the door. I just had to go under one stream of water. The other dude, my buddy Tom, is in the back. He's like, the water's spraying, and now the pipes are going bum 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 bum, like banging. They're banging, like the water's filling up on the floor. We're like, come on, bro, we gotta get out of here. You gotta. He's like trying to he doesn't know what to do. Like go under.
He's like at a water park,
bro, because he's. Again, we're in suits and ties. He doesn't. He's like this. I'm like, bro, there's no way around it. You just got to go through 2 monster hose streams of water. So he comes busting through it. Now, before we open the door on Fridays, we're like, yo, everybody act natural. Now that you hear, boom, 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 boom. We open the door. We're like slicking back our hair. The water is everywhere.
With piss water.
With everywhere. And then the whole restaurant's in their boots. So families like this. Everybody's staring at us. Now we're walking. We're trying to be like shh. Be quiet, be cool.
Feet, its boots are squishing.
Be cool, right? So we go in there, and all the managers, my GM was there at the time. He's like, what do you guys like? We gotta go. Everybody grabs their money. All the cars in the parking lot, leaving, right? It even gets better because now with my buddy Tom, is like his wife. He just had a baby. The wife has been calling him. Go. You need to bring diapers and milk home. He's like, it's 11 o'clock. Where are you? He's like, I gotta stop at ShopRite. So we go to ShopRite. We're soaking wet. Oh, he's got his little basket. He's like, squeaking. He's looking. Everyone's looking like, what are these 2 soaked people? And it's not raining. They're soaking wet in shirts and ties, squeaking. He's picking up his milk. He's picking up his diapers, and then he drives home. The next morning, I go to the office, and I'm like, bro. And he's like, that was fucking crazy. Everyone's like, wow, bro, that was crazy. He goes to. I tell him. I go. What'd you tell your wife last night that you were fucking soaking wet at midnight? He goes. I told her I was at ShopRite getting her diapers and milk, and I had to use the bathroom. And when I flushed it, it exploded on me. So I go, and she believed it. He looks me dead in the eyes. He goes, fuck yeah, she believed it. That's what I told her. That is a funny story though. That's a classic.
That is a classic, man. I don't think I can top that.
I told that story. I was eating it with a friend of mine. I think it was like his birthday dinners. But I told parents, grandparents, everybody at the table because this is fresh. Like it just happened, a few weeks ago. Everybody was dying laughing, from grandma to the kids. It's just hilarious. It's just hilarious, and didn't ever expect it to happen.
Right.
And it was like, oh, it's just too funny.
That's crazy, bro.
That's a good one.
Yeah, man. So your brother has a party every year, right? At his house. We usually go
4th of July. Yeah.
Time, the first year I went, it was fun, but I was kind of getting to know you this time.
Yeah.
The last time I went, this guy went out and not rented, bought a foam machine.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, kept malfunctioning.
I know.
And how much money did you spend on fireworks?
That was probably about $3,000 or $4,000.
Oh, I thought more.
Yeah.
I thought
no, it was $3,000. But then we sold a lot of them, so kind of I think it only came out. I spent $800.
It looked like the town was putting on a fireworks show.
No, it was good.
It was crazy.
And so we tried it again. I didn't get fireworks this year, and we had it at my brother's party, and he spent $1,000, and it was nothing because everything's stupid high, stupid price, and
spent $1,000 on
just
shit
to buy,
you light yourself or professional?
No, just to buy. Yeah, I did. I bought them.
Yeah. Bro, you came out with those carts you get at Home Depot.
Oh, yeah.
Those big orange things you push plywood on. He came out with a cart full of just monstrous.
We had what were those wood pallets? Remember we had pallets and we were drilling the mortar things on the pallets and we had that was a good show.
It was crazy, man.
I love 4th of July. I said I work Christmas to take 4th of July off.
Yeah, no, 4th of July is a great holiday.
Fun time.
But yeah, plan on us coming from for years to come because that's always a good time, man.
Right. My cousin always asks about you. He's like, Roger, gonna
wait
be
the
there?
one that got mad at Danielle. Well, not actually. He didn't. He was a good sport. Everybody else got mad at Danielle because she was laughing because he fell.
Yeah. No, the one girl. It was like my sister-in-law's sister, but she was like mad. I was like, what? like everyone's
That
there.
was your cousin though, right?
Yeah, yeah. No. My cousin that fell. Yeah. So he
yeah.
was like he's got stories too. He's like, it's like, what do they say? You know, you never have listened to the story. I have a good story for you. Start with eating a salad.
Yeah.
It's like always drinking.
Right.
So, but he's another one. It's just a good time. So he got wasted. He fell off the chair, and she's pissed. Everyone's laughing. I'm like, what do you? She's like, they're laughing at Tom. It's because the new people around, you know, the new friends.
Right.
And he's like, what do you do? What do you do? He's like, you fell off the chair.
And
I was like, I fucking laughed.
He almost knocked
I know
me
you
off
tried
my chair.
helping
I tried
him.
catching
You could have
him,
friggin' like, you know, he's a big guy. You could have hurt yourself trying to help him. But he was like, get her out of here. I don't need her to like stick up for me.
Too funny, man.
Yeah, when you get drunk, that's what happens.
That is.
Some people get angry. Some people get lovable.
I feel like most people's best stories are when there's a little bit of alcohol involved.
Of course. I think, like, again, with my buddy Tom, man, I even once tricked him into taking ecstasy at work.
Tricked him into it?
Yeah.
While you were at the car dealership?
Yeah. So he was behind his desk, and one of the kids was showing, like, he had E-pills. And I'm like, oh, yeah, give me. I was like we pretended to take it. So he was on a phone call. He's like he's looking like, what? So he hangs up the phone. He's like, you did not just take ecstasy right now. I'm like, fuck yeah, we did, bro. Hey, I'll buy yours, right? He's like, just give him one. Buy him. He's like, all right. He takes it. Now we leave the office. We're coming back every 10 minutes,
Checking
like
on
seeing him. He's like, what are you guys doing? I was like, Tom, we didn't take ecstasy. We're at work. What are you, crazy? So he's like, are you nuts? That was a good
Was
one.
he affected by it?
Yeah, he was affected. So we went out after to a brewery up the block. It was in Woodbridge.
You guys did a lot of after hours drinking over
Oh,
there.
forget it, man. It's nuts. It's nuts. We shouldn't even be alive, probably. This kid, we were drinking. We take him to the brewery. He just was talking. He got his wife's car detailed at the dealership, and he's bringing it home. So he's taking it. We're at the brewery drinking. So I guess his stomach was messed up with the E and everything. He can't drink in the bubble, so he pukes. He's like, I gotta go home, man. Right? So he's like, I can't drink. I can't. I just gotta leave. I gotta drive home. So he's driving now. It's somewhere, around there, but he's driving and he's like, he's got to puke again. This is hilarious. So he had fake fronts. He was getting his teeth, but he had some when he was younger. I guess So he had the cat with his 2 teeth that he would put in because he was getting his veneers.
Yeah.
So he's driving and he doesn't want to puke in his wife's car that he just had detailed. He opens the window and he pukes in his teeth.
out the window?
His teeth go flying out the window. Now he stops in the middle. It's a busy street, but he stops it in. He's looking for it. Now it's pitch black, and he sees the street light is shining on this little silver piece. He knows it's it. He starts darting at it. There's a kid on a bicycle coming down.
Runs right over.
No, he drops his bike. The kid, and he runs the other way. He thought he was chasing. He thinks a maniac stops his car in the middle of the road, going to run and attack this poor kid on the bike. And then he picks it up. He's like, I found it. But
that's funny, man. Story I never asked you about. It's funny. You just reminded me about stopping in the middle of the street. I don't think I ever talked to you about it because, again, this is a couple of years ago when we were just kind of getting to know each other. But I don't think I had your number at that time. But Danielle asked me to meet her in Staten Island at Tommy's Tavern, the one in Stallman. Shout out to Tommy's Tavern. I love Tommy's Tavern. But
right.
anyway, and it's actually a huge one. It's a big one in Staten Island. So I drove up there by myself, met her. You were there with Michelle. And I hung out, but I think I had to work the next day. So
you left her early, right? So we were at the
leaving.
table, yeah.
And again, this is early on in my relationship. Danielle was, she's kind of a lightweight when it comes to drinking. So I knew she was like a little tipsy, but I knew she was with Michelle. She was going to get home or whatever. So when I was ready to leave, I said, you staying here? Do you want to come with me or whatever? She's like, no, I'm just going to stay or whatever. And I left, and I'm halfway home. I'm on the parkway. I'm like, and my phone rings. She's like, you left? I was like, I give you a hug and a kiss goodbye.
Yeah.
And
No
we were
way.
good. She's like, oh, I would have come with you. I was like, I asked you if you wanted to come with me. So anyway, it was no big deal. I could just tell that she'd been drinking a little bit. And then she calls me maybe 45 minutes later. She's like, where are you? I need you. I'm with Michelle. We ran over something in the middle of the road, and she popped her tires, and we're stuck in the middle of the road, and Joe and Michelle are fighting, and he won't come save us. What do you know anything
I don't
about?
even remember.
Really?
No,
I don't know
idea.
what happened, or if she was making it up.
Probably.
Or what, you don't
Probably
remember
to
that
get.
story?
No way. No.
I think it was to get you to come rescue them because you and Michelle were like fighting a little bit or something.
No, I don't even remember if we were fighting that night.
Really?
Maybe she just wanted to like make up a story for you to
Maybe
come.
she wanted me to turn around.
Like,
and
how
come
are you
back.
gonna like literally stop what you're doing and come? You know, she needs help on the side of the
By
road.
that time, I was home, I think, but.
Right? Call a pickup truck.
But
I
she
always
said they
say-
ran over some big object in the middle of the road, and her car wouldn't go into drive or something like that.
Nah, don't
And Joe
recall.
won't come get us. Can you come get us? I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm home. I can't be there. Take me an hour and a half to get there.
No way. I don't remember anything like that. Probably not true.
Yeah, probably. I feel like girls do that sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure having you in here, man. We got to go meet the girls after this. They're over in Brielle somewhere.
What
I
are we
think,
eating?
so.
I'm starving.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, they serve food there, I'm pretty sure. So
Good.
Pig and Parrot, I think it's called. I've never been there before.
Heard of it.
Supposed to be a good spot.
Heard of it. I think they always talk about it. Is that why?
No, she's actually my girl's never been there before, but I know people that have gone there and say
right.
great things about it. So, all right, well, Joe, pleasure having you in, brother. Again,
Thanks.
check him out, NYC Mac Truck. If you want to go check out mac and cheese, and I will highly recommend the lobster mac and cheese, which I don't think you always have, but when you do have it,
Certain times.
banging, so
Yeah.
good.
Thank
So.
you. Thanks for having me.
All right, brother. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Cool.
Let's go do some more drinking.
Let's go.